Give it just a couple more minutes. See in here yet? No. Bear with us here for a second, folks. Getting everybody rallied up and rounded up. Beautiful. Well, let me do an introduction here first. Obviously, I am your host, Jinx. I am the head of operations at the foundation and a longtime supporter and backer of this ecosystem. Um, the Shannon upgrade has been a long time coming. I know a lot of you have been here along the way for that process. But now being on the edge of the full cutover and going live is probably one of the most exciting times of this last few years. We currently have Shannon mainnet blocks being produced, being operated and run by the Grove team, and that's essentially means that we've crossed one of our biggest goals so far of this time, is actually having that thing live. So we're all super excited about that. But there are a lot of things about the Shannon upgrade that folks maybe don't understand, and I want to cover that really quickly here. This is just the first demo of what's possible with the Shannon upgrade, where we're moving beyond strictly RPC data into open data of a variety of types. And we are also supporting a fully permissionless front end, so people using SDKs like the Path SDK can connect directly to the protocol as opposed to going through any third-party provider. So this really represents a revolutionary and radical change as to how Pocket works, and we're excited about seeing the next generation of apps that are going to come up on that. Couple of things here. This is the first time I have run the stage, so if there are any technical difficulties, that's my fault, not the team's. Hopefully they'll be minor, but I'm just going to go ahead and put that out in advance. The format for today is each team is going to have a presentation session, which will last about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then there will be a QA section after each presentation for about 10 minutes. We can bring people to the stage if you'd like to talk out loud, but for efficiency's sake, it's probably best to use the chat function to ask those questions. I'm hearing from Miss Kitty that you're getting a lot of static. Is anybody else getting a lot of static? Check, check. 1, 2. We good on audio? Nope. All right. Sorry, Miss Kitty. I guess it's you. Maybe disconnect and reconnect. Okay, cool. They are recording, yes, Anowski, and also live streaming out to Twitter. So there's going to be multiple opportunities to listen to this or re-listen to it, as the case may be. Also, I believe Truth Cartel is going to chop all of the individual presentations up into their own standalone clips so that we can share them out like that as well. Craig doesn't work in stage, but no worries. We have the video recording. Yeah, good. Thanks, Bruce. And I know the Truth Cartel team is in here as well and handling the streaming aspect. Yep. Yeah, and it will. I believe this YouTube stream itself is recording, so that should be available afterwards. If anybody else has any other questions or technical support type issues, please feel free to get them in now. And we will start our first demo in about 3-ish minutes. Also, thanks to everyone for coming out early today. I know that 8:45 a.m. is Eastern is early already for a lot of folks, but given the different time zones, I know that we have folks from all over the place where it's either very early or very late. So thank you for making the time. Mid-afternoon if you have a 1-year-old. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. There doesn't seem to be a way to have both the requests and the chat up at the same time, and that is really annoying, I gotta say. Yep. I'll see. There you are. And anyone else from the Vistia team, if you want to request to speak, I'll go ahead and get you added in now. And let me know if you're having any issue screen sharing and such.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm going to check out the. I'm going to check my mic a little bit to see if you can listen to me clearly. Guys, can you hear me speak clearly?
Yeah, you sound great. I'm not seeing your screen share though.
Okay, let me try again. One moment, please.
Got it.
Okay. Can you see my screen share?
Yep, it does say, well, let's see, loading. Aha, there we go.
Okay, lovely. So it's nice to see you guys today. And again, thank you so much for the chance. And on behalf of the Vistia team, I'm going to present our pitch deck. And feel free to give us feedback and commentary. Feel free to, say what you want to ask about our product. Okay? So, first of all, my name is Chi, and I'm the co-founder of Vistia, an AI agent built for traders who have been left behind by the complex tools and pro-only bots. I'm going to give a quick intro to our team. So we are a lean founding crew with background in AI, trading, growth, and product. I lead marketing and partnerships, and Luke, he's the one who in charge of our AI and tech behind Vistia. And Tian, he's the trading strategies, running a community of over 200,000 members. And Daryl, he drives Web3 business development with over 2 years of partnership and ecosystem experience. So I will keep this crisp, show you what we have built right now and how we will scale. So just curious, has anyone here ever set up a trading bot? Or, feel frustrated when switching between TradingView, Telegram, MetaMask, and hoping it just works? Okay, so I guess that some of you have experienced this. And as you already know, the market is booming, and with over 2.4 million tokens is in circulation. This is pretty overwhelming, but that is what traders are up against daily, even for pro traders. However, most bots are too technical, emotionally reactive, or like a full automation. So this makes them suffer from information overload, lack of expertise, emotional or manual decision making, tools that don't talk to each other, and the result of this is confusion, FOMO, and missed opportunities. So that is where Vistia comes in. Think ChatGPT, but for trading. We unify trading generation, market interpretation, and trade execution all in a chat interface. No dashboard, no code, and no switching tab. So to give you a better look at what our product looks like, how it works, I'm going to show you a video of the demo product. So let me share my screen again. The video, and can you hear the sound? Jinx, can you hear the sound?
I don't see it linked yet. I'm still seeing the loading screen.
Oh, really? Let me try again. Okay. So can you see it clearly?
Yes,
Okay.
there we go.
Yes, that's great. I'm going to play the video and
Vistia is an AI-powered trading platform that helps traders optimize their time and transactions. Trading requires multiple steps, often taking traders 30 to 45 minutes per decision. The process is time-consuming and complex. With Vistia, we provide an AI-powered trading platform that optimizes time and enhances trading efficiency. Our platform integrates technical analysis and AI-driven automation to simplify decision-making. We offer technical indicators such as RSI, ADX, and PSAR. Our crypto writer automatically generates and posts market updates and trading signals to social media platforms. Users can also use accuracy statistics to analyze performance and refine their strategies. With our AI trading assistant, users can send tokens, swap tokens, and deposit/withdraw into contracts simply by connecting their wallet and chatting with the AI, making trading effortless. And for fully Vistia Smart Money is an AI auto-trading bot that executes trades based on user-defined parameters. Traders can set up metrics, allowing the AI to manage trades automatically. Get ready to experience the
sorry guys for the inconvenience. I'm trying to load the video again, but hope that you can see it clearly. Let me try again to see that if it can work, because it would be a shame if you cannot see, what we have been preparing for the past week.
I can see it. Yeah. Everybody else?
Okay. Again, I'm going to play the video again.
Vistia is an AI-powered trading platform that helps traders optimize their time and transactions. Trading requires multiple steps, often taking traders 30 to 45 minutes per decision. The process is time-consuming and complex. With Vistia, we provide an AI-powered trading platform that optimizes time and enhances trading efficiency. Our platform integrates technical analysis and AI-driven automation to simplify decision-making. We offer indicators such as RSI, ADX, and PSAR. Our crypto writer automatically generates and posts market updates and trading signals to social media platforms. Users can also track signal accuracy statistics to analyze performance and refine their strategies. With our AI trading assistant, users can send tokens, swap tokens, and deposit/withdraw into contracts simply by connecting their wallet and chatting with the AI, making trading effortless. And for fully automated trading, Vistia Smart Money is an AI auto trading bot that executes trades based on user-defined parameters. Traders can set up metrics, allowing the AI to manage trades automatically. Get ready to experience the future of trading with Vistia.
Okay, so I'm going to share my pitch deck again, and you find the demo video on the chat link, and feel free to let me know if you have any problem or if you have any question. So again, by combining various tools, we simplify the trading experience for the users. Most traders today cobble together using various options, for example, like TradingView for analyzing the chart, ChatGPT for searching, like the difficult and jargon concept, social media, Telegram, Discord for market sentiment, and decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges like PancakeSwap or MetaMask for execution. Is extremely messy, especially for new users. So now with Vistia, basically users can set their strategies and let the bot handle the analysis. They can receive the automated technical analysis signals, custom the signal conditions, and let the bot do everything for them, and have the AI assistant help with everyday tasks. They can also learn the news about the market using our AI interpreted signal with market context, and keep eyes on the big players using the top traders tracking and track all the smart money movements. Last but not least, they can execute trades all in one place via a chat interface, and have the AI free their hands and have them automatically invest on their behalf. So to test the demand, we ran just a $100 in ads and got 525 users at 20 cents per users, and the session time is around like over 5 minutes on average. So if we can spend more budget on this is the kind of cost efficiency we believe we can maintain at scale, especially under served markets like Southeast Asia, where our early users are coming from. We have also been recognized by top ecosystem in the blockchain space, including the Auron Foundation and the Pocket Network as well, as we are the best DeFi and best AI, and also the first incubation cohort of the Auron Foundation, and the first cohort of the acceleration program of the Pocket Network. So for the monetization, we are going to acquire users through social influencers and meetups, let them engage with free signal and gamify tools, and convert them into pay users. We have 3 revenue streams, including the subscription ranging from $15 to $40 per month. The trading fees expected to be 0.1% per execution, and B2B sale as well. For API monetization, our roadmap is focused on sustainable growth and monetization. The first quarter, which we have been gone through, which is the core signal chatbot prototype, and we have achieved over 500 active users and strong engagement. For this quarter, the second quarter of 2025, We plan to upgrade AI Assistant, launch the Smart Money dashboard, and improve the mobile experience, targeting 1,000 monthly active users. For the third quarters, we plan to scale up with over 10 indicators, 200 tokens, whale tracking, and other B2B pilot partnerships. And for quarter four, we are going to expand the trains and focus on premium rollout. So we are raising 150K for the pre-seed round, hoping to finalize the trade execution logic, accelerate user acquisition, and reach our monetization inflection point. And this gives us a 12-month runway to hit the revenue and prep for a strong seed round. So Vistia is redefining the trading for casual and beginners traders ignored by the current ecosystem. So if you are interested in AI automation and simplifying the access to powerful trading tools, we would love to bring you on the ground level. Thank you, and I hope to hear your feedback and have further discussion with you.
Thank you, Chi. A great presentation. Can you talk just a little bit about how you've integrated Pocket into the application?
Sure. So basically, what we have been doing for the past quarter is a focus on using the RPC point from the Pocket. So basically, we train the data using the RPC point from the Pocket, and we have been trying to, make a dashboard to let the users can see to make more call out, and as well as using the LM prototype to build our AI models.
Awesome, thank you. So we're going to start going into some of the questions from the audience now. Schmadix asks, are you on track for Q2? Chi?
Sorry?
Yeah, the first question from the audience is, are you on track for Q2?
Yes, we are on track for quarter two. So the key focus for this quarter is the smart money dashboard, which is another, term for one of our feature, which is top trader tracking. We also improving on the AI trading assistant and update the latest version of the Telegram mini app to onboard the users from Telegram.
Ooh, that would be fun. Tim asks, what trading platforms does Vistia execute on?
So I think that it would be better if we can, demonstrate how our product look like. So I'm going to ask one of my partner, Beryl, can you please share the screen so the users can take a look at the platform, how it's look like. Basically, we can execute like trades on various platforms. Currently, we can execute trade on BNB. We try to incorporate this and allow people to buy parked. However, with the current infrastructure, we need to work on a little bit to make sure that it runs smoothly when we launch it to the public.
Beautiful. Barav, if you want to request speaker, I can add you up here so that you can share your screen. Oh, I don't think I can share the screen. Yeah, you have to be a speaker, so you'll have to request that. Oh, there we go. I see you. I think, yep, there you go.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep, sound good.
Okay, so let me share the screen.
Okay, I will turn off mine.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay.
Beautiful.
So here is our AI trading assistant. As you can see on the screen, we can send token, swap token, bridge token simply by connecting the wallet and chatting with the AI. Okay. Here. Okay. So now we can try swapping. Swap 1 USDT to USDC. Okay, send. Yes. Say yes. We will release the fully functional soon. Okay, so here is the transaction. We can check it on BSC scan. Yeah, I think it's done. Okay, so thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you. Tim has asked, what are some example prompts you were using or would like to use for advanced trade management, like mentioned in the video?
So thank you for the question. Currently, you can ask some simple question. For example, like what is the price of Bitcoin today? You can ask the, like the price of the tokens, and you can ask them to analyze the trend prediction. For example, like would it increase or would it decrease by tomorrow? You can also execute, like simple swap function, just like Barrow demonstrated previously. And we are working on so that in the later stage, the bot can automatically buy and sell based on the preset condition. For example, like if you want to buy a token at price A and you want to sell it at price B, the bot will receive the order and is going to place the orders later. When like the real-time market price reach the predetermined parameters.
Actually, this feature we built on the mobile app. I can share the screen now.
Okay, I think you should do it, Barrow.
Here. Due to some certain legal reason, we have not deployed the app on the App Store. So now I'm using the Android emulator. Okay, here is Wistia app.
Yeah, you can feel free to find Wistia on the Android Google Play, and I'm going to send you a link on the chat. And Barrow, feel free to demonstrate the product.
So here is our AI chatbot. We can ask any question about crypto. For example, I just asking should I buy sorry BTC now?
Yeah, I can see the screen, although I think that somehow you could make it, like bigger to make it easier to look at.
Okay, here. Yes, when I send this AI chatbot is generating here. Okay, you guys can see that.
Beautiful. And we'll get a couple of final questions in here real quick as we start to run short on time. Consorcio Crypto asked, are you planning to create a simple to use wallet for token staking?
So currently, you can feel free to log in the product using your MetaMask, and we are going to expand the integration with different wallets to cater to different blockchain as well in the future. So I guess that is all the question we have today. Again, thank you so much for listening, and feel free to contact us and share some of your feedback. So I'm going to pass the stage to another great team.
Thank you, Chi, and the entire Vistia team. We appreciate you this morning. We'll take just a couple of minutes here, and at 9:10 a.m., we will start off with the Developer DAO team. And Crypto and company, if you guys want to request to speak, I'll get you added in as soon as I see that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will now hand the stage back.
Hey, should I just wait a couple minutes till 9:10 to give everyone a short 2-minute break to get water, coffee, smoke?
Yeah, I think we'll try and stay as close to the timeline as possible and give people a chance to grab refills and such as needed.
Beautiful.
Tim, I used to work in a restaurant. I know how to smoke cigarettes fast. Had some great feedback here in the chat and from DMs as well that it's nice to see already a good example of being able to use multiple data sources in a single environment. Schmatic said, would love to hear forecasted relay utilization per 1K users for each project. Yeah, good to have that out there. If you do have some idea of your thought about how your app contributes or what kind of traffic your app might generate, we'd certainly love to hear that. Oh, Frostwolf mentioned that he's a developer at Vistia, and that function, which would be a multi-chain staking wallet, is a work in progress. So stay tuned for more on that in the future. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Crypto now for Developer DAO.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's been quite a fun handful of weeks here at PGAT working on our very first product for DD Cloud, which is going to be our RPC relayer. Of course, the big tie-in with Pocket Network is that we're relaying transactions to various chains, and that is something, of course, that Pocket does very well, very reliably, having multiple node runners and effectively a way to increase reliability in a huge way. So the fun treat I really had in store for all of you guys today is a 100% live demo showing off every single thing we have built. And of course, this also includes a full authentication system, everything SaaS related. We have no vendored software outside of Path at the moment. And so also you get to see all the fun quirks live if we run into any. And it also messed with my live demo a little bit because I've purposely like nuked my database just so we can repopulate everything and so you guys can kind of see all the functionality. So this is our auth here. So you go through a little registration process. This sends me an email.
We're seeing the Discord, not the actual app.
Oh, rip. Hold on. Okay, can you guys see my entire screen now?
Yep, perfect. Now it says activate your account.
Okay, cool. Sorry you guys missed the login screen, but you'll get to see it again in a moment. I sent myself a verification code so I can make sure your emails are legitimate. This activates the account, redirects me back to the login page. Boom. That's our auth working internally. And just to kind of peek at the server logs for you guys, it's your registration, account activation, then user login. So you see these are actions that have actually occurred. Let's do API keys first. We're going to need one of those to test the service. So generate a new API key. Now these are round trip requests. This is actually how fast everything is. Go to the network tab. I didn't record anything, whatever. You guys got to see it visually, so that's really nice. Copy the first API key because I'm going to need that very soon. And of course, we're going to have to make some payments. People want requests and stuff. None of this pricing is finalized. It's kind of just arbitrary at the moment, but we wanted to give you something nice to look at, something to kind of fill in. Yeah, so let's pay on Sepolia, pay with USDC. Bring up. Oh wait, before I do that, sorry, I need to verify my my Ethereum account. Sign in with Ethereum. So we have a little sign-in request. Wallet verified successfully, and now I can go ahead. I could make the transaction here on Sepolia for the tier 1 plan. To see the test tokens leaving my wallet. It's just a random ERC20 token I deployed. Shout out to Open Zeppelin for the copy pasta libraries for this. I'm not going to make you guys wait 20 minutes to wait for all the transaction to finalize and all that good stuff. But we do have like a little tracker where you can kind of watch the block confirmations come in. The payment for the payment processor I wrote, it waits for the blocks to be finalized, so you don't end up in that interesting situation where someone bribes a block builder in the Ethereum consensus layer to reorg the transaction out and you've already been like credited off chain. So those weird situations just aren't going to happen. But for now, I'm just going to put in a manual transaction hash. You guys get to see this is, we sent 50 tokens out to the designated wallet, so the transaction actually happened, but I destroyed my database just for the sake of the demo, but because it's not duplicated, it's going to get accepted. And the other criterion, of course, is that the sender needs to have their wallet verified, so I know you're not trying to like nab someone else's like payment to the service. Process successfully. should be able to see too in our little payments database that we have had a little payment come through. Okay, now we're gonna go back. I'm gonna grab my API key again. And now I'm gonna show you guys the actual like functionality of the service. Quick detour before that though. I like having a good user experience. I like giving other developers great user experience. So I reckon that if you're if you like working in your terminal, you're very deep in your workflow. You're not necessarily going to want to exit that, go into the browser, go get your API keys. So I bought the website to your terminal, minus the website. Oh, no, sorry. Cargo run. And it spits out my my fully furnished URL. So this hits the so this will be like the domain for the actual service, cloud.developerdao.com. But currently we're running everything locally, so we're just going to be using the local instance. But this would be like the real URL that you would input for relaying transactions over. And now that we're over here, and I nuked my database, I just got to go ahead and replace my key. So I was testing this like an hour ago. There you go. This simply asked for the block, so provider.getBlock. Get a block by its either its hashtag or number through the Ethereum JSON RPC, and this spit out the result. Went all the way through the server middleware. Have like a cool dedicated thing for that. You can verify your plan, gets passed through the middleware, goes into the actual route for the relayer, and gets sent through. Well, that live demo went a bit better than I did expect. Pretty happy about that. But yeah, you guys got to see all the functionality I built out over the course of the program, and some of this stuff did exist before, granted, but I refactored quite a substantial piece of this software. But yeah, also as you see, the whole thing is written in Rust, and we are aiming to have the best P90 latencies in the industry and make sure nobody else comes close. All right, so that's the demo. Is there anything else you guys want to see?
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about your target audience and how you're attracting users and what the impact or what kind of usage you expect to see?
Yeah, so we really want to go after people who have heavy traffic. We really designed this thing to take on a lot of pain and suffering and process tons and tons of transactions at once. So we want all the high traffic dApps. We want chains themselves, whether it's through public grants, having their own like advertised public endpoints. Anyone basically who really needs to push through a lot of traffic, and anyone who needs these like low latency use cases such as high frequency trading, MEV, arbitrage, things of that nature. For these things to even be feasible, you need the lowest humanly possible latencies. So we're kind of tracking the spectrum across both reliability and low latency use cases for blockchains.
So I think it's interesting that this is an application that really demonstrates using Path as it's in its intended form to to build out essentially a custom optimized gateway for the protocol itself, right?
Yeah, 100%. Path is pretty awesome. Grove did a wonderful job, and yeah, it's just very straightforwardly connected to really the main intended purpose of all this stuff. So it's really awesome. In the future, well, not that far into the future, like Q3, Q4, we have a zero GC mandate, so that means that we're going to be writing our own Shannon SDK, kind of having our own version of Path. But it's not going to really be its own version per se. It's just going to be like merged directly into the stateless monolith that we have today through the giant Rust server. And so once we reach that zero GC mandate, I think we're going to be extremely, extremely competitive.
Beautiful. Well, we will open 2 questions from the floor. I know that your product is engineering heavy, so some of the folks may be still trying to wrap their head around it a little bit.
That's totally fair. Oh, 2 other fun things while folks are typing here. Couple of cool things too on the infrastructure side that we're doing. We're gonna have global DNS routing at the edge. So whichever the closest localized instance of our gateway is to you, your actual HTTP calls are gonna go get routed to the closest instances. So that's global DNS routing. It's really cool. And then because we're going to have a whole bunch of instances up around the world, we're going to have cross-region failover. So let's say we have US East 1, US West 1, the AWS regions. If East 1 goes down, your calls will get routed to the next closest thing. So if there's only 2 and one's down, you'd be going to US West. Of course, the thing's going to be a lot more distributed, instances, boxes up in Europe, Asia, etc. But that's just like an easy example for you guys. Our goal date right now actually is the 30th, so everything you see today is more or less done. There are some like small things to do left on our backlog. A few things like hardening authentication and some other like security things. But we're insanely close, and I've never really been more excited.
Yeah, I will note for the record that developer DAO has been telling me for a while now that they thought they were going to be finished and ready before we were. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Any other questions here? Do you all have a marketing user acquisition strategy, or what do you expect that to look like?
Yeah, so I guess the main thing that we're really trying to exercise is really trying to bring out a lot of the developers from the wider DD network and Rolodex and try and give them some pretty nice benefits. Well, not just them, but I guess the wider audience as well. We're for our go-to-market, we're gonna be giving away like free RPC calls. We're gonna have like a generous free plan so people could try out our stuff. Maybe you're just like a low traffic application and something, and you're never gonna like cross the free plan or whatever. But yeah, that's part of the strategy. And then we want to partner up with a handful of chains that we do support through Path, and yeah, I mean that's kind of what the picture looks like now. I guess we're just going to work extremely hard on the main selling points being low latency, high performance, extremely high reliability.
And we know, of course, that from our experience that running or offering decentralized data services can have some challenge on that front. That's something that a number of Pocket users in the past have mentioned specifically is the ability to filter for QoS and that sort of thing. So I love seeing that we have a product in the ecosystem that is going to be live immediately after the cutover that will help address some of those issues.
Totally, totally. I'm also very excited for WebSockets on Shannon, so I can't wait to like downstream all of that into the service as well. But yeah, we are pre-seed, so we have outside of the very generous grant that we have received from Pocket, we have not received a dime in funding. So yeah, besides the awesome grant from Pocket, we are more or less bootstrapped at the moment. But we would be interested in talking to investors. We have a really, really cool roadmap planned. And yeah, I mean, hopefully around the ends of the year, you guys will see where DD Cloud really is going to get its namesake from. And it rhymes with compute, compute, compute.
Any other questions for the developer DAO team? Well, looks like that wraps up for there. Love to see what y'all are doing and appreciate your time here. Big fans of Developer DAO's work.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really been pretty awesome so far. It's been awesome seeing this thing start from nothing and build up into what it is today. So I want to make you proud. I want to make everyone proud here on this call, and give everyone something to write home about.
Love that. All right, folks. Well, we're going to take about a 7-minute break, and then next up at 9:35 a.m., we will be talking to Swan Blocks. So stay tuned for that. We need some hold music. If anyone wants to get on the mic and play guitar or sing some karaoke, we'll support that. Oh, uh, thank you, Tim, who mentioned that there is a hold music button. Oh, yeah. Can everyone else hear the hold music, or is it just me? Oh, that's a shame. All right. Well, I guess you'll have to turn on your own hold music at the bottom of the screen. I gotta say, it is pretty funky. It's kind of annoying that you all each have to unmute it individually. All right. Well, as funky as that was, it looks like Mo and Ala are ready. So I think whenever you guys want to get started, feel free.
Hi everyone, that's Mo from Swablocks. Let me just share my screen. I'm gonna start with a simple presentation for an AI agent called Sentient. Can you see the screen?
Yep, looks good.
All right. So Swablocks provides a no-code platform for autonomous agents. And the main purpose is to connect the centralized systems with the decentralized economy. Mainly, you can connect Web 2 with Web 3 through no-code drag and drop with over 400 connectors from Web 2 SaaS systems and the ability to call a smart contract method or to interact with a certain a token or NFT or deploy smart contract or talk with AI. I'm going to start to show the demo first, then explain what's happening. The demo will be, just let me share screen again.
Yeah, Mo, it looks like your stream is paused. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I'm only seeing the loading screen for your screen. Yeah, it might have. Mo, you might need to disconnect and reconnect. Like we potentially have some connectivity issues. Ala, are you able to connect to Mo as well?
Yeah, I'm trying to reach him now because the demo environment is on his machine. So let me ping him.
Yep, sounds good. It wouldn't be a live stream online if we didn't have some sort of connectivity issues along the way. Yeah, Mo, we can't. Oh, there you go. Disconnecting and reconnecting. Hopefully that will resolve the issue. Can you hear us? We can't hear you. Tim, I've
He's
certainly
restarting. Yeah, he's
Go ahead.
restarting his machine. So maybe 1 minute and let's see. Yeah.
No problem. And Tim, I've definitely been guilty of number 3 a few times.
Right. I don't know what I was.
Aha, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I was presenting about. Just Allah told me that I'm not here. Sorry, guys. Let me share my screen again. So, did you guys see the demo, or where did I disconnect?
No more. I think you need to start again. Like we didn't barely saw anything.
Okay.
Perfect. Now we can see it.
All right. So what we have here is Sentient is an AI agent that sell RPC relays into packages using Pocket Network, of course. So I'm asking about more info about the packages. So I have here 4 packages. I'm gonna go with 10 million relays package. I'm still connected, right? Okay. Okay. Let me just do the payment. So here I bought 10 million relays package for 1 year, and I'm paying in USDC. After the payment got processed, I will get access to the endpoints for the nodes. Okay. Here we have it. So what I'm doing here is I have an agent that sell RPC relays, and the idea came from a new market, a new economy called B2A, or business to agent, where we have B2B, B2C. Now we have B2A, where agents talk to agents to buy stuff or services or products. And Y Combinator started with this new idea of B2A. We are using a natural language interface protocol. This protocol is developed by IBM, Cisco, and a lot of universities, where it has like some kind of standard way to talk between agents using natural language, of course, because it's an AI at the end. The idea here is using Swan blocks, we can turn e-commerce sites into AI sales agent. And all these agents gonna join the gateway into Pocket, where it sells digital products, physical products, services, anything. And any agent can come and shout, anyone here sells Netflix subscriptions? An agent will show up, or multiple agents, and say, okay, we have this product, this subscription for this amount, and for these regions. And our idea, like the next idea, is to turn this site called Yellabyte into an AI agent that sells LinkedIn Premium, Adobe Creative Cloud, and a lot of like licensing digital products, and join the gateway. I think now Ala can talk about the business aspects. Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Mo. So yeah. So what we just showed right now is like I would say the initial idea of what we are trying to build in terms of agent to business automation. This is basically to leverage SmartBlocks infrastructure, where SmartBlocks we can have the, let's say, the integration parts which allow all the tools or different systems to collaborate to each other. Then it can be front end for any AI agent. The company, again, like Smart Blocks, we are almost now 1 year and 2 months in the business. Right now, we are in a seed stage. We already have our team, which is distributed in different places, like in Jordan, Dubai, Bali, Portugal, Spain. And we also post revenue. So we have already clients. Mainly, we are like, not mainly, we are B2B business. And yeah, we joined Pocket, the PGAT, let's say forum, or like amazing community, and we're trying to leverage that to build through Pocket and through Shannon infrastructure. So yeah, this is so far where we stand, and we're happy to answer any question and if anyone is interested in Swan Blocks business.
Can't like tell you that there is a lot of interest from everyone because it needs some evangelism work to make everyone knows about it. And the second question from Tim: are the commerce sites going to need to develop? No, we are using Devon AI, an AI engineer that studies a site and prepare a plan where after that we can use browser use, for example, to go and buy like a normal user from our account. So there is ability to integrate directly with APIs, existing APIs, or go with the like faster way and have a browser use or like operator agent that do the clicks and buy and pay and do everything, which make it more easier to onboard the new businesses this way. And for the third question, if we are using like leverage ongoing relays interactions, not right now, but that's a plan to have relay interactions using the gateway and make everything like relays at the end, so we can like help in the economy of Pocket as well.
And then Tim asks, so could I hypothetically upload a photo of a T-shirt and have Swan Blocks go and find the shirt and purchase it for me?
That's a nice idea. Right now, no, but I will add it to the features, honestly, because it's like that's this kind of feedback that we are looking for, and it's a practical idea where I have a mobile app, I can upload the picture of anything and go and search for this item. Thank you, Tim. Of course.
I'm sorry, everyone. I was actually answering all the questions, but it seems no one was hearing me. So I'm not sure what if anyone heard about like what I mentioned also about the business and the stage. Otherwise, I can repeat it, or we're okay.
Yeah, I think Mo was answering some of the questions, but if you want to fill in any additional information that people should know about the current stage of the business and what your growth goals are, that would be great.
Sure. So the company is like 1 year, 2 months old. We are at the seed stage right now. We are also, our team is distributed remotely between Jordan, Dubai, Bali, Portugal, and Spain. We are post revenue. Mainly, we are dealing B2B, and we are carrying on now with Pocket Project, so we can evolve the initiative that we are trying to do with the AI agent.
Fantastic.
I hope this
Any other
time you
questions
heard
there?
me.
Well, it looks like that's the last of the questions for Swan Blocks. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the demo. And I'm literally getting DMs going, why are all these products so cool? I'm really happy to see that folks are getting the vision of what's being built on the next generation of Pocket Network.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jax.
Awesome. Yeah, and if anyone have questions, just please ping me, whether it's about the investment or about business or anything. We're more than happy to chat about it. Thank you.
Beautiful. And now at this point, we are going to take a 1-hour break, and then we will meet up again with Repo Labs at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to unmute the music, and everyone's free to go grab a little food and refill your coffee, and we'll see y'all again in 1 hour. there to the stage.
Hey everyone. There's also Harsh who's gonna join. His handle is Harshy Kisses. If you could
Yeah,
promote it
just
as well.
have them request speaker, and we'll bring them up here as well.
Okay. Yeah, Harsh, do you mind requesting as a speaker? Just raise your hand. Just message him.
Actually, I'll just go ahead and right click here to invite up to speak. So then he just needs to accept it, I think.
Yeah, I think his hand is raised. So.
Yeah, it didn't come up in the as a request though. I did the.
Oh, I see. I think he just messaged he's joining again. I think he's having some issues.
Okay. For everybody that's just now getting back, and we are back again live on YouTube and Twitter, or X if you prefer. We are going to get into the second half of our PGAT demo day. Really appreciate again everyone coming out and seeing the next generation of apps that are being built on Pocket Network. We've got 3 more demos for you, Repo, Verve, and Pattern. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Repo to get the ball rolling.
Awesome. Yeah, can people hear me?
Hey everyone. Hey RG, do you want to share screen? I'm getting some trouble presenting, and we can I can talk along.
Yeah, I can do that. Just a second. Share screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, although we only see Discord on it right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. Why is it not? What's this preview to save your resources? Okay, sorry. Okay, this might work. Okay, can you see it now?
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
looks
sorry
good.
about that. Cool. So I'll let Harsh take the lead here.
Amazing. Hey everyone. Welcome to the presentation by Repo on how we're integrating with Pocket Network, and we're excited to present today that we're building the decentralized data exchange for the autonomous web. We believe the next step in the AI revolution is going to require a revolution in the data economy, and that's where Repo sits. And that economy will need to be a resilient one. And that's where we think Pocket Network will sort of arm us to get there. So, moving on. What is the data economy and what are the problems with it today? So, the data economy, as the name suggests, is the commercialization of data assets. We need data to train AI models. There's proprietary data, there's public data sets, there's web scraping data sets, as well as synthetic data sets that these AI agents are creating. We believe in the ethos of Web3 that these data assets will be tokenized. They will become intellectual properties of not just humans, of AI agents as well. And with this commercialization and tokenization, a new economy will be born. In its current state, to get there, there are a bunch of challenges that we are struggling with to get to the next step of this tokenized data economy. First one, of course, is centralized control. What that means is these data assets are stored by centralized actors, and that becomes a single point of failure for a lot of these data sources. So if one of those sources goes down, or gets censored, or gets bottlenecked because of some other performance issues, the data economy will not work. The second part is lack of transparency and fairness. Without the crypto native primitives, we lose a lot of the transparency and fairness of the source of this data. How is this data sourced? As well as the creator, the provenance, the changes it's been made. So all those things with on-chain proofs brings a far more resilience and efficacy to this data economy. Third thing that's a challenge is data silos. There is a ton of data that is not accessible to the world of AI agents as well as humans for data science applications. These live in receipt registers, in hospital data centers, in private companies, proprietary data assets. We want to bring all those things to the table. And lastly, with these data assets that are not available on the internet, let's call them dark data, there is a very big challenge of how do you price data in a fair manner. So these are all things that we're trying to target with Repo. Next one. How do we solve this? The Repo data exchange. We have a nice presentation for you at the end of this, what this looks like, but I'll quickly walk you through it. So the idea is, it is a platform where anyone can put a request for data. We'll call that RFD throughout the presentation. A request for data can be made by any actor. And what that essentially means is you can provide constraints, a schema, a description of what you're looking for. So I can say I'm looking for all users in the Pocket Network Discord that also have a cat. That data set is nearly impossible to get today without Repo. And that is the kind of data request that we hope to provision through the exchange. So there are 4 key participants in this ecosystem. I'll go in a clockwise fashion. So we have the requester, the actor who is requesting for this data, the exchange platform, which will be broadcasting these requests to our network, as well as the amounts and rewards for this data that the requester would be bidding on. And then we have a decentralized node network. We call these solver nodes. What solvers are based on ANOMA's intent-based architecture. So the idea is they will be listening to these intents for data requests and working in a decentralized fashion with decentralized data providers. So that is where the beauty of decentralization comes, where I can be a solver and trust a centralized API. I can trust my own data store that is connected to a proprietary data server, data center. Or I can also work with some decentralized data DAO or some other synthetic data set provider. These sources of data sets are what we're calling data nodes. So there's a very integral relationship between solvers and data nodes. Moving on. So yeah, we've kind of went over this. In the interest of time, we'll skim through it. The user comes to the platform, posts a request for data. The exchange is where we would set amounts, rewards, validators, and broadcast it to the solver network. Solver networks will identify which requests they want to work on and solve, and work with data nodes to gather this data. Once this data set's been gathered and submitted back to the exchange, and the requester accepts it, rewards will be distributed. The Shannon upgrade. This is where we will integrate the Shannon upgrade with our solver and data node architecture. I'll skip what the Shannon upgrade is because everyone here knows. But let's go into why Repo really needs Shannon upgrade. The three main challenges before including Shannon in our design were resilience against data failures. So as you can imagine, the relationship is a competitive one where multiple decentralized solvers are committing to solve a request for data. And that's where performance becomes vital. If a solver is working with a data node that becomes the bottleneck in a single point of failure, they will lose out on potentially solving multiple rewards. The network in itself gets less resilient. And that's the biggest challenge that the Shannon integration with Repo solves. Second is censorship resistance. We believe in the Web3 ethos of all data should be accessible in the world to build the next generation of data applications. And that, again, where the source of these data sets, if they're single points of failures that are not decentralized, that will not work with our vision. And that, again, is something that Shannon solves. And lastly, is just the scale and volume at which we want to operate. We don't want bottlenecks and rate limiting to be, again, a factor that brings down our uptime and performance. So that is also something that the Shannon upgrade integration will improve. So particularly what I'll talk about next is the relationship of the solver nodes with data nodes. The solver nodes, as I mentioned, are listening to intents and requests from the platform, and the data nodes are the data providers to these solvers. This relationship is the backbone of all data request fulfillment on the Repo exchange. And that is why it also, because of its criticality to architecture, becomes a single point of failure, is the most susceptible to downtime risk, as well as rate limiting, depending on the data node you're using. So how we plan on integrating Shannon to our architecture to address these issues. So in our upgraded architecture with Shannon, these data nodes will act as Shannon suppliers, and solvers are the Shannon clients. And these solvers can configure what data suppliers they want to work with in exchange for rewards, as well as secondary rewards that are dispersed from the exchange. So yeah, again, this is what the flow would look like, where the solver would request the data, which would go through the Shannon gateways instead of directly querying data node APIs or locally running a data node server. And then we would have better resilience because of all the advantages we talked about that Shannon provides, and get data delivery. So here's a side-by-side comparison of the key advantages of using Shannon in our case. Again, improves access, resilience and uptime goes up, handles higher volume, and the one that I'm most excited about is censorship resistance. That works very strongly with the ethos of Web3, as well as the cost is what we're projecting to go down rather than working directly with one data provider. This aligns with the vision of decentralized internet, with AI agents and applications on the rise, and the data economy estimated to be a $1 trillion economy. We are working to make it the most resilient exchange for commercialization of all these data assets in the world. And we want it to be a resilient one. And that's where Pocket integrations is vital. And that's it. So, well, lastly, I'd urge you to become a requester, run a data node, run a Pocket node, and join the data economy.
Awesome. Yeah, and then I think I think we also want to share. So we do have like a front for the data exchange. You guys can just go to repo.exchange, play around with it. It's still in beta. We're still tweaking things around, but the way this looks like is, yeah, you can easily request, make a what we call a request for data, and then create an RFD. Once you do so, it's available on the RFD hub, which is where whatever Hirsch just talked about in terms of solvers claiming open requests. Yeah, so I think that's the main thing we're focused on.
Okay, questions here. From Tim asks, was your team working on this prior to PGAT? It almost seems like Repo couldn't exist without Pocket Network. I'm curious as to how the idea came about and how long you've been eyeing Pocket Network.
That's a good question. So yeah, I think we spun out of like Protocol Labs and the Filecoin ecosystem back in February last year. So I guess Repo we just had our first year anniversary. We've raised some VC capital, but I think when we heard about Pocket and the upgrade, it was quite critical for us because we were struggling with figuring out the flow from the solver node side because we work closely with the Anoma team. I think they've done a great job at designing how intents are designed. In this case, intent is the request for data. That is the intent. So the demand side was very clear, but the supply side of how solvers will access data, transfer data, all of that stuff was still up in the air. So yeah, it was a great kind of almost like the two pieces coming together. So yeah, I guess we've been eyeing the Pocket Network for about 4 to 6 months now. So
it was a marriage meant to be.
Other questions? Tim says, cool project, guys. I like the mission.
thanks. We also wanted to share. So essentially, the broader vision here is that we've been working with a bunch of teams in the Anoma kind of ecosystem as well, and we're part of their DevNet team. And we believe that there's a few teams there that are building DEXs using solvers, or a bunch of applications. And so the goal here really is to think of this as like a gateway as a service for solvers. If like the broader thesis is like if you believe that this intent-based architecture is going to become big, we believe so. More and more networks will have solvers. The UX in the Web3 in general will become more intent-centric. I think the way this scales is this is not just about building a one data exchange. We're building an infra exchange as well, and essentially any sort of marketplace or matchmaking that you can think of. This concept of gateway as a service for solvers can actually scale, and that's the broader vision. Yeah, right now there's a team called the name, I think Mysel. Yeah, Mysel. They're part of the Anoma network as well, and they're building an interesting solution around account abstraction. So we've been talking them of like how we can use what we're basically building here to leverage in their solver network. So yeah, that's really how this thing scales. And this is not just about building one data exchange. So.
Beautiful. Any other questions here? All right. Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate the demo and looking forward to seeing more.
Thanks all. Thanks to the Pocket team for all the support as well.
Seems like we're moving along pretty quickly, which I think is probably a good thing. So next up, we're going to have Verve AI. So when you guys are ready, just go ahead and request to speak and we'll get you set up.
Hey, can you hear me? Hey, Drinks, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Sorry.
Hey, hey, how's it going? Cool. Thank you so much for taking the time, and my apologies if my voice sounds a little low. I have a bit of a tonsil problem today, but I'll try to speak up as much as I can. Awesome. So, uh, just let me know if my screen is sharing. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Awesome. So, great to meet everyone. We are Verve. My co-founder Riyaj is here. We're a data science analytics platform, data science slash analytics platform that's using current like a mixture of LLMs as well as some of our sophisticated algorithms to provide a lot of actionable insights to professional traders as well as institutions. We are aiming to go more B2B with this, and that those are the kinds of clients that we have started talking to, at least to the initial stages. So why Verve AI? Um, there's a big amount of there's a huge gap between the tools that professional traders and institutions as well as protocols are using to actually analyze market impacts using LLMs as well as tailor their daily decisions. Sometimes in a 24/7 market, they're losing a lot of critical opportunities, and that's where we come in. What we aim to do is transform a lot of this complexity into a conversational-based AI analyst, as well as our upcoming 24/7 monitoring agents. Um, we are aiming to use a mixture of different networks, historical as well as real-time data, pocket networks, decentralized infrastructure to cut a lot of the analysis time in a low latency fashion and deliver a lot of those insights to our users by feeding them into our models. I'll go to the next slide. So in just a quick breakdown of how exactly this is going to be working. Right now, we've got a lot of Web2 folks. Right now, some of our clients that we're talking to are Web2 traders and trading desks that they don't have very niche queries just yet, which is where the high level queries come in, where they're looking at analyzing the impact of recent regulatory announcements on stablecoins and different protocols, any unusual wave movements affecting DEXs. Then we've got the analyst level queries where we've actually got Web2 or Web3 desks, trading desks that have a dedicated analyst that is analyzing a lot of that has a lot of domain knowledge and is identifying or trying to identify a lot of cross-chain arbitrage opportunities and stuff. That's where we're expecting our analyst to actually answer questions like how do you identify cross-chain arbitrage opportunities with high profit margins. Now, I will talk a little bit more on what we exactly mean by these quantitative metrics like high profit margins, risk score, and stuff like that in the next slide. But moving on to the next aspect of Verve is we have a lot of curated backend metrics. What exactly do I mean by metrics? We have a lot of DEXs we have a lot of indexes and scores that we've calculated, or risk scores and security scores in the back end. Um, a lot of proprietary data that's basically just being used to understand what is optimal transaction timing. We are using a lot of historical aggregations of 30-day, 7-day median snapshots, as well as a due diligence procedure of any past hacks. What is the community score? What is the Discord or Telegram score? And sort of assign a particular score to these different assets, to these different protocols. The two decentralized aspects of our data are the first one being the actual querying through the Pocket network and the decentralized nature of our Pocket network. My co-founder Priyaj can talk a bit on how he's been utilizing the data, but we've basically been making sure we have continuous flow of a lot of historical data since we've actually integrated a lot of the RPC, as well as we've been trying to aggregate a lot of the historical data in 30, 60, 90 day, 7 day, as well as a median daily rolling snapshot. We will be making a lot of the historical data aggregations open source, just available to everyone with like the risk scores that we've attached to them. We expect any communities, any and all communities to sort of use them pretty extensively. We've already got two teams that we're working with that are sort of helping us make these risk algorithms and these indexes that we've sort of created better as well. Coming to the actual query system, and we do have a demo in the end, so I think a lot of these pieces will sort of patch up visually as to what I'm talking about. In terms of our intelligent query system, we are using a mixed combination of different LLMs. We haven't fine-tuned any yet, but we are thinking about doing so in the foreseeable future. But we've got an AI query engine, which basically just understands what exactly the user's looking for. Is it more niche, or does it have to do more tailored stuff? And sort of interprets which LLM to exactly use. We've also divided a lot of our LLMs into into just a few different analysts, like a liquidation analyst, a yield optimization analyst, an arbitrage analyst. So we've got, instead of using one specific UI, one specific chatbot, one specific LLM, we're sort of dividing these up into a bunch of different analysts. Then the important part is we're actually using an algorithm, an in-house algorithm for semi-supervised learning to understand how the user behaves and sort of adapt its performance using whatever the user is thinking about, what methods and what logic is the user actually using. What we did benchmark this, and right now, compared to what our previous method was, we've improved our responses by about like 65 to 80%. So, what exactly does a semi-supervised learning do? One of the main aspects that we're thinking of integrating into the visualization as well, it is in the backend, but into the visualization as well, is an investor trader profile. Every time, this usually consists of two main factors that have equal weightage. One is the risk tolerance optimization, and the second one's the actual conceptual framework mirroring, which basically just talks about how the user's thinking of analyzing stuff. The first one looks at conversational patterns and how sort of creates a more risk tolerant, like a risk tolerant score for the user. And the second one's looking at what kind of, is the user more analytical, is the user more organized, or a very systemic thinking user, or a creative user. We do have a lot of machine learning going on in the back end, where we're trying to look at, we've talked to a lot of traders and hands-on traders already, and we've sort of tried mapping out what their logic is to approaching a lot of trading situations, a lot of analytics into how they find potential opportunities, or how they like steering away from different kinds of opportunities, from different just risks, vulnerabilities, and we're sort of using a bunch of neural networks as well as we're using like a combination of neural network as well as um, some algorithms like nearest neighbor search to sort of understand what we should be showing a potential investor profile or what we shouldn't be showing them. So what are some potential queries that we want to forecast, that we are forecasting our users to sort of expect? Just, stuff like show me the correlations between on-chain metrics as well as off-chain events for the, X, Y, and Z protocols. What are any emerging trends? And I have to say, we've integrated wallet analyses very recently, and we sort of aim to try and see if we can correlate any emerging trends with what's in the current wallet, how we predict some of the wallet positions of a potential user are gonna sort of fare well, are gonna sort of fare in the next 2 months or so. The types of These are just a few examples of curated index metrics that we are trying to get up on the back end. We've already got two of them, which are MEV, and then the second one's actually a risk score, not mentioned here. But we aim to have a lot of these types of curated metrics where which basically makes a lot of our job easier for the model with the LLM, where we don't we don't need to provide our any AI query engines at all with just qualitative data, but instead we are populating a lot of the data inputs with quantitative data, such as these metrics. So we've got cross-chain metrics, we've got gas fee optimization metrics, MEV metrics. That's something we're currently working on, and a more cross-chain liquidity metric. The upcoming features, we currently have an analyst, two different analysts, a liquidation analyst, as well as a yield optimization analyst. But the two upcoming features that we have are 24/7 agents for monitoring, which are basically going to be reducing a lot of reactive work by 50%. So we realized a lot of our potential clients basically want to, they want to have, they usually pay different services to sort of monitor events for them on chain as well as off chain. And we sort of want to reduce that reactive work and turn that into proactive alerts. We also have started integrating dashboard capability. Right now it's a bit more static, but we want to go dynamic where the user can usually, because a lot of times when the stuff that our model cannot spot is the stuff that a potential trader can usually spot in graphs. And we just want to make these graphs more accessible to the user. So if the user says, visualize a 30-day rolling window of X, Y, and Z metric, that's something that we want to be able to showcase. The revenue model that we are going towards right now is a basic, premium, and enterprise model where this is a more product and service-based revenue model where we've got a lot of basic capabilities, just being towards data analytics and limited query volumes, and then more premium and enterprise going towards where we can actually expose our API endpoints, custom report generation, as well as access to a lot of our internal scoring, just scoring historically as well as in the future. Cool. I'll get to the demo.
Just a second. I think you might have to reshare your screen. A few people can't see it.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, it seems to be hit or miss. I'm seeing it, and Eyes is seeing it, but it might help to disconnect it and reconnect it.
Gotcha. Can you see the screen there, Jinx, and everyone here?
Yep, I see it.
Okay.
Everybody
Yeah.
else does too, it looks like.
Gotcha. Rich, can you see it? Everyone else? Okay. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Cool. So, we expect our product to be a more a prettier product for sure. Right now we've been super concentrated on a lot of the backend metrics as well as our models. But this is a quick UI that basically just takes in what your wallet address is, if at all, if at all, I think some people still can't see some stuff. Has it stopped or something, or can people still see the screen?
I see it.
Okay, sweet. I'm just gonna continue. I guess it's gonna be recorded on YouTube or Twitter. So
Yeah, it
I'm
is
yeah.
streaming out on YouTube and Twitter, and it is
Okay,
recorded, so anyone who can't see it
sounds good.
can always watch the recap.
That's good. Yeah, so we've got two different analysts here. We've got a liquidation risk analyst as well as a yield optimization analyst. And then we've got two different analyses type. We are still working a little bit on where we want to limit a lot of negative responses by deep research, but the low latency analysis is the primary one that is currently up for demo to our potential clients as well. Cool. So what kinds of questions can we actually ask our liquidation risk analyst? We can ask stuff like, say, what are, let's say, top 5 risky tokens due to liquidation factors. And keep in mind, we currently have the Ethereum chain that's integrated. We do want to add on a few more chains. We are sort of limiting this to a few projects only right now. Aave, Compound Maker, Uniswap, amongst a few other major ones. But yeah, we can also do a lot of wallet analyses here where we can potentially add like a wallet and we can ask our AI, what do you think of the wallet? Do you think is it risky enough? And we can do that. We can sort of do that in the next. Okay, so here we go. Um, okay, so we've got a risk overview here where it's actually given us the top 5. There might be a delay in the data that is being fetched. This might be like an hour old or so, but we are trying to implement more better caching mechanisms in general. But we've got information about the top 5 risky tokens. Um, no wallet data was provided, so but we will do so in our next query. And then we've got any potential high risk positions, any recommendations, just in case if we had this in our wallet. But we can sort of clear the chat and ask him, what do you think of what are some risky positions in my wallet portfolio and why? And then what it's going to do is it's going to analyze the wallet that was provided. It's going to look at the DeFi positions as well as, okay, so I guess this one doesn't have any DeFi positions. Yeah, so it's going to look at a lot of token scoring mechanisms, holdings, and then it's going to allocate using what we have on the back end, a lot of token security scores. Uh, we do have to work a bit on populating these, but yeah, we've got a lot of. It does give you a very good summary of how many high risk tokens are there, medium risk in this wallet. I guess it's a bit more of a risky wallet, and then it's going to give you what security category are we actually categorizing this as, what the balance is of those potential users. So I guess it's got a lot of scammy coins in general. Yeah, so as it says, it's found 80 potentially risky tokens. Um, we do see stuff like metrics like utilization risk, possession concentration and stuff, and then a quick wallet analysis on what exactly could be happening. So here we go. And then it's also correlating this with what it sees as the market assessment. It's looking at the highest risk positions, and then it's also sort of recommending you what exactly to do about it. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna save some time for questions as well in case I've run over.
Noted. It seems like a few different people have had a problem with the stream, so please do catch it again when it's recorded on the backside. Tim asks, what data are you leveraging for your risk analysis and action recommendations?
Risk analysis. I wouldn't be able to give you the entire secret sauce, but a few different metrics that we definitely, I mean, as you can see, I mean, we're definitely using wallet metrics in general. We are using like transaction metrics that we've flagged potentially might have been any pump and dump or like any potential have just had any risk associated with them. Yeah, both me and Priyat sort of come from a fintech compliance background as well, so we have a good idea on what exactly to look for. But we have about like maybe 25 different categories that we're looking at here, and then out of those, maybe 15 are actually the ones that we're pulling, but the rest 10 are the ones that are actually deriving and sort of creating a risk score.
Beautiful, and I definitely want to encourage everyone to watch the demo again once the video itself out, because it was pretty impressive in my opinion. Other questions?
Thank you. And we will be making this. We do right now. It was in internal testing with just a few people, but we do want to make this a more reachable product. So we will be making it available in the upcoming weeks for a demo. So if you do know anyone who can be a potential client, definitely feel free to refer them to us. We do give out referral commission bonuses.
RG has also posted open source risk models that they've made here. Deepen risk and reputation is also an interesting area.
Nice, thank you.
One of my favorite things about the PGA Accelerator so far has been some of the crossover between the teams. Love seeing that.
Yeah.
All right, any final questions for this team? All right, well, we are running around 10 minutes ahead on average, so I think we're doing pretty darn good. Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate the demo and looking forward to seeing what happens next. Next up, we are going to have the pattern team. So whenever y'all are ready, just go ahead and request to speak and I'll get you up on stage. Well, that was quick. Y'all are ready.
Hey Jinx, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Should we give it a few minutes so people can refill the coffees, or should we just jump right into it?
I mean, we've got 10 minutes on the schedule, so if show of emojis or hands here, if people would like to wait or if they'd like to jump right into it, let us know. I don't see any pushback, so I think you guys are good to go.
Okay, awesome. So let me share my screen. Let me know if you have my screen.
Yep, I can see you.
Okay, great. Hello guys, my name is Mehdad. I'm co-founder of Pattern, and let's jump into it and see what is Pattern. Pattern is an on-chain model context registry supercharged with an open source orchestrated multi-agent system that transforms raw data to structured knowledge in real time. That was a very hard sentence to say and even read from. So let's jump into it and see what does it exactly mean. But before that, I'm going to explore the problem that we're trying to solve here. LLMs struggle with real-time queries related to niche data sources, often producing inaccurate or hallucinated answers. For example, if you ask ChatGPT a question about the latest transaction you submitted on Ethereum, it will tell you how to get that information, rather than just giving you the actual answer you're looking for. Connecting and interpreting multiple data sources require a lot of effort, especially when it comes to niche data sources, such as what I just mentioned, which is blockchain data sources. With the new models that have came in and with MCP, which is the Model Context Protocol, which I think you have heard of it from Twitter, MCP made data integration easier. However, the way the model context instructions are written and the point of view used when interpreting a data source can greatly affect the quality of results. Something that we stumbled upon while developing this system was that in our experience, even when we provide clear and complete instructions to the LLM, a question can be formed from a perspective that leads the LLM to overlook the fact that it has access to the necessary data or tools to fulfill user intent. So just having access to MCP and having access to those tools isn't the only thing that matters when it comes to using that data source and tools. The next thing is that writing those instructions require a deep understanding of the data source because of the perspective that you should have and knowledge you should have around it. Although the instructions are valuable, the creators have no way to claim those instructions right now. They cannot return the ownership or even get rewarded for it. And lastly, there's no way that you can find reliable and verified model context instructions, which we call them MCIs. Now let's jump into the solution. The way that we are trying to battle this problem is from two aspects. We have two main components in our system. The first one is Model Context Registry, or MCR. A Model Context Registry, what it does is that it provides users with ownership. MCR is designed to encourage developers to register model context instructions by helping them claim ownership and share their contribution. As more MCIs are added, a wider range of use cases can be supported for accessing different data sources. With this model context registry, fixing LLM hallucination, especially regarding real-time transformation of raw data into structured knowledge, becomes as simple as adding a new MCI that clearly defines the point of view resulting into that hallucination. Apart from that, ownership of MCIs also allows us to build an incentive system that rewards contributors and validators who are validating these MCIs. To ensure reliability, all MCIs will be continuously reviewed and verified by trusted verifiers, keeping the instructions accurate and up to date. Moreover, instructions can be coupled with logic to perform calculations and other operations. And finally, by putting MCR on chain, we enable on-chain agents to use the smart contract functionalities to directly read and submit transactions based on those verified MCIs. That is what we are offering with Model Context Registry. Now, Model Context Registry is not complete on its own. We need another system to actually unleash its power. And that's the next thing that we are developing, which is open source orchestrated multi-agent system, or OMAS. If you heard me saying that name, it's the orchestrated multi-agent system. So an open source multi-agent system is a tool that uses MCR at its heart. The way that it works is that it can dynamically break down a user query, realize what the data sources must be queried, search the MCR to find related instructions, and use those instructions to build a query that defines both inputs and outputs. Now, once we have retrieved the data with the query that we have built, it can reason and aggregate the information to return structured knowledge, either in JSON format for other AI agents or in human format for users who are just trying to interact with the system and get some answers out of it. Since it's open source, anyone can add new data sources, making them available for users, for those who use MCR to contribute their instructions. They can also self-host their own version to support private data or gated data, such as academical data or IoT data or any sort of data that you might have and you might to provide to others who use it. And if not, the pattern-hosted version is available for users to use it in their daily use. The most important part of it is that it's not restricted or limited to Web3. Both OMAS and MCR can support Web2 data, and they can support Web2 data sources such as social media, IoT, or other stuff that you might need to use the information from. And these type of instructions can all be added to the registry, regardless of whether it's just instructions about smart contracts that are needed on chain, or there are instructions that are not needed on chain, but you want to retain their ownership. So let's recap. What is the actual value added here? Once Pattern is live, it's easily accessible for anyone to find reliable MCIs. Developers can rapidly integrate data sources, and they can collaborate together to interpret data and create more MCPs. And this can result into can reduce LLM hallucination related to real-time data and niche data sources. Let's check out the market size for such a product. So as you can see on Twitter these days, MCPs are the hottest topic in AI Twitter, and everyone is talking about it. But there's a lot of data around it to see what is the actual market size. However, there are a lot of big names actually investing in MCPs, such as Cloud and Highlight AI. It's not OpenAI. I forgot to update this. And apart from that, we have AI agents that are growing rapidly. The forecast shows that they're going to go from $5 billion in 2024 to over $200 billion in 2035, which is a very massive market. And multi-agent systems are rising in that industry, which is what we are building in Pattern as well. We also, if we do an analysis on the market gap, we can see that right now in the AI narrative, we have 4 verticals that are quite promising and everyone's talking about it. The first one is agent launchpads. Second is frameworks. We have decentralized AI and MCP. But there's a gap in this market, which is the model context registry that we are working on. Model context registry can add immense value to all of these verticals. For example, for agent launchpads and for frameworks, they can easily integrate different data sources once they have access to something like model context registry. For decentralized AI, we have already partnered with Morpheus, and we have Aura and Rituals in the pipeline to integrate with them and partner with them. And they can use this model context registry alongside their on-chain agents or the decentralized agent to supercharge what they are building. And with MCP, for example, Anthropic or others who are investing in this area can benefit from the instructions that are registered in our registry. Although the examples that I gave you are mostly around Web3, the same market gap exists in the Web2 space as well. However, we decided to start with Web3 due to it being easily accessible. The data is very accessible around Web3, and developers are highly open and adaptable to new stuff that are being built in the industry. And if we check out our competitor scene, we have a few competitors, maybe not direct competitors, but a few competitors across Web2 and Web3. Across Web2, we have Symmetry AI and MCP Hub, and both are MCP registries, which in comparison to Pattern's registry provides ownership and verifiability. Plus, it has its own dedicated client, which is fully integrated with the registry. And apart from that, on the Web2 side, we have Anthropic, the OG MCP provider, and big AIs that are entering this market. Yet there is a barrier for the end user to actually integrate them. If you don't know how to code, or if you are not an AI savvy person, you just need to go through a lot of hoops to actually integrate your data, and it's not very accessible for you. And if we shift towards Web3, we have MySuperAgent, Web3 Nebula, and Orb. And these are all AI agents that retrieve real-time data and build transactions, but they don't have a registry for instructions, and because of that, they can support limited data sources and limited tools. Regarding our project status, we started from 2025 with our POC thanks to PGAT, and our first version of multi-agent system is actually done. We developed it, and it can transform the real-time raw data. It can transform in real-time raw data to structured information, and we have already integrated the indexers and some of the Web3 data sources. Apart from that, right now we are focusing on shifting from from version 1 to version 2, which is almost done. By making this switch, it's much faster and optimized. We can support unlimited tools and unlimited instructions in the registry. We have generative logic, which we don't require anymore to use function calling from the LLM directly, and we can use generative logic. And we're focusing on integrating the data of our partners. For example, for Pocket, we're planning to integrate Shannon data to provide access to you so you can query the data instead of just looking for it in a scanner. And we are also working on our first version of MCR, which is going to be an off-chain version where you can register your MCI, and the verifiers are going to verify those instructions. After that, in Q3, we plan to build our ecosystem, connect more data sources, register more instructions, and bring more networks into our ecosystem and have their data live behind our system. And lastly, we're planning to have the incentive model piloted and ensure that it works, and define the nitty-gritty of the tokenomics through Q4. Our team is 6 people. Myself, I'm a technical product manager. We have Sepe for our BD, Sepanto UX, and 2 of our team members are solely focused on AI, and last person is focused on the blockchain side. Here's an example of how Pattern works and what you can do with it. For example, we can ask it what was the addresses that interacted with the following Ethereum contract, and what did they do. And it can simply go fetch the data in real time and use the instructions that have been given to it to actually decode the event and figure out, okay, this contract is related to Uniswap or to USDC, and based on that, it knows what events are being called and what data needs to be extracted to answer the user question. Another question that I can give you as an example, according to the details of this transaction, what do you think is this about in one paragraph? And it can go, again, extract the information from the transaction and give you the answer, rather than just giving you the answer to, okay, go to Etherscan and figure it out by yourself. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys, and thank you for listening. Any questions?
Thank you. It was a fantastic presentation. That's good questions. Questions at all? I mean, if so, you guys did a stellar job, I would assume.